Just itinerary, logistics, things like that, as you guys get ready for Friday?
Yeah, I mean, one less day to prepare, but we try to keep it as normal as possible. Obviously, we add a little bit each day just to make up for the day that we're missing out on. But Coach Farron's same message: offense, defense, special teams. Just take advantage of the reps during practice. We try to slow it down a little bit just because we haven't had like an off day and we're going straight into another game week and then another game, but. Try to keep it as normal as possible, keep the same routine, and just go play as hard as we can.
I mean, with Black Friday though too, I mean, you guys are kind of used to the Friday routine a little bit. Does that give you at least maybe somewhat of an advantage over a team that really hasn't played that many Friday games?
If you use it the right way, it does, yeah. Because I mean, like I said, it can coming off a couple big wins, right? And we could, not use it the right way. But I think we got good guys in the building, and we've had 2 good quality days so far. We got a couple more, then we got a long flight out to the West Coast, but. I mean, historically, we've done a really good job in short week games, Friday night games. So hopefully we can keep that up and, like I said, just go out there and play hard.
You said you went to California this past summer, and I know you're a big Laker fan. Is it cool thinking about traveling out to the West Coast in 70 degrees and to play a football game?
No, it'll be dope. I mean, let alone like just playing in the Rose Bowl stadium itself would be pretty special. I mean, growing up in Midwest territory, like you grow up watching Big Ten games and seeing the team from the conference go out and play in the Rose Bowl. So being in that stadium would be super cool, but, can't let it be too big of a distraction. At the end of the day, we're going to win a game, so that's all that matters.
KB said all 21 guys in the room registered to vote, planning to vote. What does that opportunity mean to you on this election day?
I mean, I think it's good. It's our fundamental right as a human being to get out there and express our opinion and, make our votes count. I think kudos to him, really, because I know, I don't know how other people do it other places, but I can pretty confidently say that he's one of the very few coaches in America that have probably really stressed that within the room. Like we've had 20, 30 meetings. We had guest speakers come in and talk to us about the ballot and, educating us on, what to look for and what to see when we go to the polls and everything. So I appreciate him for that because he, not just now, but all the time, he really does a great job of bringing the real world into the room and separating it from football a little bit. So he's a pleasure, and he's definitely educated all of us on the necessariness of this election and the vote.
Did you guys early vote?
I mean, we got.
What's the
I'm sure we'll
procedure?
have guys.
You got time today or what?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have guys that go today. But I know, like, I'm from out of state, and we got a couple of other guys from out of state. So we went the absentee ballot route. But I know we've had like 4 or 5 guys go early. I'd probably say we got just a handful of guys that still will probably go today. But at the end of the day, we can say we got every guy in the room that went and voted. So we can hold our head on that.
What have you seen from Garbers in this UCLA offense the last couple of weeks? He's really been unreal.
Yeah, he's a really good player. I mean, they went through a pretty gauntlet of a schedule, weeks, like 2 through 7, 2 through 8, something like that. So, I mean, their record can be a little bit misleading. Winning 2 straight road games in the Big Ten is really tough, but they went out and executed at a high level and got it done. So, he's a really electric guy back there. I mean, he makes that offense go. He can run around. He can throw it. So it'd be a great challenge for us, and I know we're excited to get out there and, go try to stop it.
Deontae, does it feel like this team has kind of found some renewed energy the past couple of weeks? It seems like it's turned a corner a little bit the way that both the defense and offense have been playing.
That's what we're trying to focus on. I mean, I think after that Minnesota game, we've been kind of going up and down on this roller coaster, win-loss. But, we're trying to just put it all together, go back to just focusing on the basics and really sticking together. We don't want to be known as a team full of ups and downs. We want to be consistent and, losses come with it, but as long as you're still building through the losses, that's all that matters.
Yeah, so I want to ask you about Jay Higgins. It feels like he's just the guy that connects with not only the guys in the defense, but the whole team. He's got like this magnetic quality about him as a person. I mean, take me behind the scenes with him. What's he like, when he's dealing with you guys on a day-to-day basis?
He's a super chill guy. I mean, obviously, I've lived with him ever since we got up here to Iowa together, and I think he does a really good job of separating, the football from the off-the-field life. I mean, when we're at home, me and him rarely ever talk about football. Even in the locker room after practice, like we rarely ever have conversations about football. But it just speaks to the kind of leaders and the kind of quality men that we have in the locker room. It extends well past him. It's everybody. Like we got guys that are mingling, having meals together up there, and I think that's where you see that kind of those bonds start to grow. He's grown into being a very vocal leader for us, and obviously his play and how he conducts himself on the field speaks for itself. But he's obviously a really special player, and we're fortunate to have him on this team.
Besides,
Go ahead.
oh, besides like making tackles, what is the middle linebacker's job on the Iowa defense? Would you say?
I mean, yeah, it's outside, quarterback and maybe DB. It's one of the tougher positions on the field. I mean, you're having to worry about doing your job, but you're also trying to get guys in front of you and behind you in the right position and the right coverages. And like I said, at the same time, you've got a 300-pound guard or tackle in your face trying to block you. So anybody that can get back there and do that, Nick, Jay, and Fish, they're our linebackers right now. Like, I got a lot of respect for those guys. They do a lot, and we're fortunate to have guys that work really hard and study really hard to make sure they're ready to go for game day.
With you being a basketball guy, Sully a basketball guy, does that come up at all with you guys?
Sometimes, yeah, we like to talk crap to each other every now and then. But during the season we try to keep it football related. But when we have some downtime, we're just cracking jokes. I'll tell him I'll put 50 on him any day, and he knows. So, but he's pretty good. I'll give him credit where credit's due. He's pretty good.
Have you seen highlights of him, or have you played against
Yeah, I mean,
him?
in the off season we get together, get some pickup games in over at Fieldhouse or the Rec downtown, and he's bouncing for sure. Like, he can go. So we take it pretty serious, probably a little bit too serious sometimes when we play those pickup games. But it's fun. We all love to compete with one another and just make memories while we're doing it.
He had some hops in that sneak. Was that him or is that Hayden pushing him, you think?
Probably a little bit
got
both.
up
But
there.
yeah, he did get up. He actually, if you saw it on the tape, he tried to hurdle. I think it was like the play before that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he didn't, because we don't need another injury. But yeah, he can definitely get up. He's got those quick little guard hops, so he's bouncy.
Going back to what you said earlier, were there any speakers that stood out to you that KB brought in or anything like that meant a lot to you? You personally?
Yeah, there was one. Her name was Anna. She works for the Iowa Railroad, and really, like I said, I didn't really know all the features of the ballot personally. So hearing specific issues that were talked about, like where to find them and where to look for, obviously all the the candidates and everything like that. So it was just good getting a visual before actually going and seeing everything. Before I voted through mail, so I had my parents help me out kind of, but I know we had young guys in there taking notes and everything like that, so it was definitely helpful.
Cool.
I wanted to ask you about some of the players you've played against, kind of who